All right, so here's part 3 here. I know in the other tutorial, the PDF, I think I do the textures first and then we animate, but either way. I'm going to show you how to, first of all, we're going to add some lighting. This lighting is terrible. This is the generic light that's there. You can leave it there if you want. I'm going to add another one. So I'm going to go here to create, make sure you're in object mode. Scroll down, I'm going to add a hemi light. And scooch it over maybe. I'm going to, well, you know what happens is that with the light here, as soon as I get over here, between the camera and the car, the light is somewhat behind it. So you need to kind of be aware of that. I'm going to scooch the light so that it is always in front, right? This hemi light is usually pretty big. So what I want to do is I want to check what it's like here. And the easiest way to do that is just to hit render. Okay, yep, lights up the whole thing. Right, and then I'm going to see what it looks like here. And I'm going to hit render again. Yes, lights it all up every time. So that's good. All right, so I'm going to hit escape. So I like that light. It kind of shines on everything. It makes everything easy to see. If you want more dramatic lighting, obviously, you can play around with that. Actually, if you right-click on the light as well, you get this little menu here. You can play around. You can give it a different color. You can do all kinds of fun things with it. For now, we'll just leave it. Now we're going to work on this car. It kind of doesn't matter where you are on the timeline. I'm going to go to the beginning just because it's easiest. Because it's right there. What happened? I thought I moved that up. Oh, well. I must have Control-Z'd too many times at one point. Excuse me. First things first, the wheel. It's going to be very difficult to see that the wheel is turning, especially if you go and you smooth it out. If you smooth out the wheel, which is kind of cool to do, especially for the Flintstone car, we don't want to see all those faces. When it's rotating, you won't be able to tell. If it's off kilter when it and you know not centered when it's going, then you'll be able to tell it's spinning, but only because it's bad. So what we want to do is we want to add some sort of a texture. I'm going to go over here. You have to add a material to give it a texture. Please do not just give it a texture, it won't show up. So we're going to go to the material. I'm going to hit new. And I don't know. This is the marble, right? I think it's like a marble. Let's go like with a brownish. Let's go here. Let's do that. Let's see what happens. I'm going to go over here now to the material. I'm going to hit new. And I want to give it, I'll go over here. I think there's one that's marble. There you go. Look at that. And if on the texture always, if you scroll all the way down by default, it will give you this lovely hot pink, which we don't want. So let's see. Ew. Maybe that would, I don't know. Let's see what it looks like. What do they say? Let's see. If I go to material, that's what it's going to look like. And this is both the material and what it's going to look like on there. Let's see. I would play around with this sometimes. Saw makes it more jiggly, sharp. That'll work. I do not like that pink. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here. I'm going to make this darker. Let's go over here. Yeah, I'm going to make that darker. This is what it's going to look like. Ooh, I'm going to get rid of that pink. I'm going to go back to the material here. Oof, wow, that hurts. And I'm going to try to kind of, ooh, that might be interesting. Huh, there you go. All right, let's say I like that. Well, no, actually, I think I'm going to get rid of that. There you go, that looks better. All right, so I'm like, okay, I really like that. That's material 001. All right, I'm going to click on this here, and I'm going to, instead of giving it a new material, I'm going to give it that same material. Okay, now I'm going to go over here to this guy, edit mode. And now, because everything is joined, it's going to be a little more difficult to put materials on it. Now, if I had put materials on it at the beginning, before I duplicated everything, it might have been a little easier. But but I also like to see it all together before I start coloring it. So all I have to do now, though, is just mouse over, select something, mouse over it, hit L, and it selects everything that's linked. Okay. This one, I'm going to give it a new material. And I want it to be more like wood. So I'm going to go with a brown. Ugh, yuck. There you go. That's a nice brown. And then give it a cool material or texture. Sometimes that happens. You're like, oh my gosh, there's nothing there. It's because this thing is scrolled down. It's really weird. So I'm going to hit no. And they actually have a wood texture. Here, let's go to wood. Oh, that's just lame. Rings. No, saw. Maybe. Band noise. There you go. That might be more interesting. I don't know. Again, hot pink. We don't want hot pink. Let's pick a different color brown. Maybe darker, lighter. Should we go? All right, let's see what that looks like. If we go to both, there you go. Ooh, that's kind of neat. I like that. I'm just going to keep it like that. All right, so now I don't want the whole thing to be that brown. I just want that. So I'm going to assign the wood that material. Well, actually, no, I'll just make that the whole material, and then I'll have to assign the other ones, won't I? All right, here we go. L. That one, I want it to be, I thought this was the stone. Let's give it a different material, shall we? Over here. To material, and we will give it a new, so hit plus, a new material. I'm going to give it something completely different. How about I do I don't know. How about a yellowish? There you go. Okay, and then I'm going to assign that yellow material. I'll do the same for the chairs, L. And I will give it actually that same horrible yellow material. It's not great, I have to say. But whatever. Right, now I can also select that, hit L, give it a different material. Let's see what it looks like now. So I'm going to go over here. I'm just going to hit render because that just takes a photo of it. Oh, wow, it's horrible. That wood on everything, just disgusting. But anyways, let's go over here. Render it. Let's see what it looks like close up. Woo! That's terrible. But hopefully we'll be able to see that the wheels are spinning. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and hit, and make sure, first of all, it's going to the right file and that it's the right format. Now I'm going to go ahead and hit animate again. And it's going to go through all the frames again. I'll pause it so you don't have to sit through it. Okay, so now it has rendered. I just realized that I never assigned that yellow color to the chair. Ha ha ha. So if I go over here, right, material, I forgot to hit assign. Now it's yellow. Oh well, it's kind of an ugly color anyways. But let's see what it looks like. Flintstone, this is it. And there it is. See how you can tell the wheels are spinning? Oh my gosh, it looks terrible. I also didn't smooth out that back wheel. Now, it is up to you what kind of background, what kind of extra stuff you want to add to the whole setting, right? You don't want it to be floating around on nothing. So now you want to add the road underneath it and, maybe whatever it is you want to add. When you add stuff, though, make sure that your plane, so I'm going to size it up, make sure, first of all, that the car doesn't go through the plane. All right. Also, make sure that when you're in the camera, you don't see the ends of the plane. It kind of looks really crazy that way, right? Just size it up so that maybe it either goes like this. Oh, my goodness. Sorry. It's big enough this way so that we don't see it off the camera. Or that you have, something there that makes it not look like just a plane floating in space. So that is my suggestion to you. I am going to pause this. Okay, I'm going to show you some other student examples. If you go through the tutorial, I do a better job of, doing the turn and the spin. Make sure that when you see the video that I can tell that the wheels are actually rotating. All right, and here's another one. Right, so they had some fun with the background as well. So, good luck. Have fun with it. It doesn't have to be the exact shape or color, just close. Mostly we're just kind of figuring out how to animate the whole thing. So, have fun with it. And that's it.